I find it hilarious that in my country there are people sharing similar articles and going, oh my god, the world is going mad. Look how much money people with no education are making. Why are they making so much? Because they have no education. It shouldn't be normal. Let me tell you what's happening, because you don't really need to understand economics in order to figure out what's going on here. Regardless if you're a communist or an anarchist or a capitalist or whatever, there is a golden rule of life. And this applies almost to everything, even dating or other human activities. There is a supply and there is a demand. And they both influence each other. Imagine if someone with the power of Jesus Christ existed today and there's just one person with the power to heal people by touch. So he is touching someone, he's praying to the Holy Ghost, and whatever illness that person has magically goes away. Do you know how much the services of that guy would cost, realistically speaking? Because he is one man, almost everyone would require his services, to the point where if he were to charge a price for those services, he could put literally whatever number he wanted. Why? Because it's just one guy doing the service. The demand is so high and the supply is so low. Alternatively, imagine a world where everyone has Jesus Christ's abilities. Like every single person on earth can heal another human being by touch. You would not be able to charge a single cent for that service. Because everyone has it. The supply is so great that the demand is quite low because you can find it everywhere. So, with this in mind, let's see what geniuses have discovered throughout history. Before World War II, only rich people could afford sending their kids to get an education at a university. So universities were extremely closed off to the public. They were very expensive, but the people that they would produce would be elites. Those people would manage to become powerful, influential members of society because they've been to that university. So it was a prestigious thing to be at the university. After World War II, you have politicians coming up with the concept that everyone deserves to go to a university. And all of a sudden, everyone is telling their kids, hey, you need to go to a university in order to avoid doing the menial jobs. You need to get an education, because if you don't have an education, you're going to have to be a truck driver. You're going to have to be a sanitation worker. You're going to have to be a builder. You don't want any of that, do you? Like, you don't want to work physical labor, do you? No, you want to go at an office with air conditioning and getting paid $300,000 a year. That's what you want to do. And the only way to do that is to go to a university to avoid doing the icky jobs. So now society has this mentality that everyone has to go to a university, and it's discriminatory for a person not to go to a university. Like, any person that wants to attend should attend, because otherwise we're discriminating against them. So now the government steps in, and the government is like, okay, we need to end discrimination. We need to make sure that everyone can go to a university. So the worst decision that the government has ever made in any nation ever is probably the United States, where they say, if you want to go to a university, you can make a loan from a bank in order to pay that university, and we, the government, are going to back your loan. If you can't pay it, we'll pay it for you, but then we're going to follow you your entire life and make sure you give the money back to us. So it's getting to this really mentally challenged position that if you go to a bank at the age of 18 and you want to start your own business, you want to open a lemonade stand, the bank will laugh at you. They will call the Rockefellers with a helicopter at that bank so that everyone can laugh at you because you want money at the age of 18. But if you want $300,000 to become a grandmaster of lesbian dancing studies, they will tell you where to sign because the government is now backing your loan. If you can't pay it, the government will pay it, and then it will come after you. So the universities realized, oh, we can raise our prices to whatever degree we want. We can send our prices to the moon because the government is going to pay for people to get loans. Even a person living in a trailer can now get a loan And all of a sudden, the person living in a trailer can have access to $300,000 to pay us so we can teach them whatever garbage we want. And they open various garbage studies where it's guaranteed you're not going to be able to put food on the table once you graduate that university. There is no quality control. People don't even know that if they try to do a specific study, they might not even be able to get a job because only 0.5% of people from that field manage to put food on the table. So they go to universities, they think they're intellectual now because they got an education. They think they're so smart, and then they're very angsty and they're very upset on the world, and they're upset on capitalism because they feel that they have been screwed over. Like they feel that 4 years of their life is gone for nothing. And it's not just with bullshit studies, by the way. I mean, imagine if you want to be a veterinarian to treat puppies and kittens. So you go to veterinarian university and you take a loan, very expensive, and then you manage to graduate. Let's say you're even from a noble family and you have the money to open your own vet clinic. Do you know how many vet clinics there are right now? Do you know how difficult it is to find customers? Because you have a vet clinic at every corner. The demand is so low because everyone has a vet clinic next to their house. I can take a piss from my window and I will hit a vet clinic. That's how many of them there are. And yet every year, like the university just pumps out veterinarians. Boom, 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 boom. And all of them want to treat puppies and kittens. So it's not that the job is useless. It's just too many. The economy just can't do anything with these people. It's just one example. And then you also have the bullshit that a lot of universities said, oh, we need to bring more women into STEM. We need to bring more women to the universities, right? In order to have like a 50-50 representation, because this is discrimination. If women are at the universities, it's discrimination. So they started having like all of these artificial ways of increasing the number of women to the point where there are now more women at universities than there are men. And after they reached 50-50, a lot of people said, maybe we should stop. Like we actually reached the quota. And the people in charge, who were diversity officers, and that's literally their job now. Like, that's literally how they make money, to make sure that there's women there. They were like, hell no. What do you mean stop? Do you want me to lose my job? Like, I don't know how to do anything else. I love my job. I make a lot of money sitting in my ass on a chair and writing emails while saying that men are sexist and whatnot. Just keep it up. More women, more. And now it's got into this funny thing where men, they look at universities and they feel unwelcome because of those studies. And now men are doing what they're not supposed to, which is to go into the icky jobs, as they like to call them. So men who go to trade schools end up earning far more than the intellectual people. In fact, they don't even have student debt. So they go and they learn how to be a carpenter, they learn how to be a builder, they learn how to be a truck driver, and they're making money hands over fist. While you have all the other leftists right now who are crying because capitalism, because they went to a university and they have student debt and they can't find a job. Because society lied to them. They were lied to. It's like, oh, you need an education to avoid the icky jobs. Yeah, but now you just reverted the supply and demand, because before, everyone that couldn't go to a university had to do the icky jobs. So icky jobs were poorly paid because there were just too many people wanting to do them. Now it's literally the other way around. There's very few people who want to do the icky job, so they're very well paid. Meanwhile, the prestigious job have an influx of people. Every day my town releases around 4,500 lawyers from law school. Good luck finding jobs, you know? Like, what can I say? Before World War II, there were maybe like 100 or maybe 200 lawyers that would finish law school. And it's getting to the point where everything requires a license. Everything requires a diploma. I mean, the jobs that my parents used to do without a university now require a university degree. I was laughing my ass off because 2 years ago, I saw at a store, the store owner was hiring a cashier and they required a university degree. And do you know why? Because they can. And I'm pretty sure they found someone with a university degree to sell items at a 24/7. Because these people are desperate. They have nowhere to go. So yeah, I mean, right now, I'm really not shocked that you see sanitation workers earning nearly $300,000 a year. Let me tell tell you one more thing before I end the video. After communism fell in my country, there were a lot of engineers who used to work in factories. And some of them decided to become truck drivers. So they went driving trucks in Hungary and Poland and other places. And they were earning money hand over fist while the other engineers were laughing at them. It's like, oh, you went to university and become an engineer just so you can drive a truck. Ha ha ha, look how silly you are. Yeah, those people now, they have really beautiful houses. Some of them started their own businesses. Some of them are filthy rich. While the university professors who taught engineering are now starving. Which one do you think made the right call? Let me know what you guys think and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.